everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee here, here with a special episode, a collaboration episode between Battle Rap podcasts with someone from podcasts and someone whose work that I am a giant fan of. Really excited to have this guy on the show. Just before we get to that though, please follow the show at Battle Rap Resume on Twitter. You want any sort of show news, any updates, any retweets of faint praise at Battle Rap Resume, get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com. If you want to come on the show, you want to be a guest, you want to do a top 10 or a whatever, we'll cover it. The Patreon's there, the iTunes is there, but yeah, I meant what I said. I am a huge Tony Bro fan. Like, Tony, I remember finding you originally on AFM, and I was just listening to Angry Fan Radio as a fan. I myself do the long form battle rap podcasts, and one of the originators there, incredible content. And I was listening to it, and there was this one guy, there was this one voice that kept catching my ear. Whenever you're on the show, I was like, I like this guy. There was a very sort of eloquent, perceptive analysis of battle rap from you that I've been a fan of ever since.
Oh man, you know what? I definitely appreciate that, and especially and shout out to everybody that's listening, and and everything like that, and supporters of ours from across the pond. I mean, it's a big deal to me personally, and it is very humbling. But man, I'm actually glad that you said that, because I hate the way that I sound on radio playback sometimes. Maybe just because I have to edit the shows now, but initially coming into it, I'm like, man, I kind of got this little like Stuart Scott, Bryant Gumbel kind of thing going. You know what I mean, with my voice. So I'm like, I may as well use that for what it's worth. I guess it provides good contrast,
What was the deal with the Angry Fan audio? Why was it always so tinny? When you guys went to Black Compass, it's like suddenly Caveman discovered fire. Like, why was it so bad? You know what I mean? Like, I'm always turning it up, and I put on another podcast, and it just blasts out. I'm like, caps, man.
Listen, man. There were a lot of things that we were able to innovate at Angry Fans Radio during our time. Sound quality was not one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. So initially, I mean, and this is a good segue into kind of how I heard of it, right? So way back in the days, you're doing Blog Talk Radio, you were on the phone. A lot of people still do it from the phone, and that's okay. But and that's kind of how I got into it. And I think once we ventured off, and I mean we can get in that too. But once we ventured off, it was kind of like, all right, so how can I start to innovate? And shout out to Jay Black, because he's been a giant inspiration into what we've been doing here. And then some of the other podcasters that are outside of battle rap that are just doing really innovative things. So
what are some podcasts outside of battle rap you enjoy?
Oh my God, man! Listen, I love. So this is funny because there's so many parallels between wrestling and battle rap.
Oh, so many.
So some of my favorite podcasts are done by wrestlers. I love Jericho's podcast, Stone Cold. Jim Cornette is my hero.
Okay.
So I watch his. I listen to everything that he does. I just think he's great. All time great on the mic type of dude. Joe Budden's podcast. Oh yeah. Some of what Charlemagne does. I mean, I used to really be into the Brilliant Idiot stuff. And then, man, I don't care what the target audience is for this podcast. It's one of the best out. The Read podcast with Crystal and Kid Fury. I think I love their content and the way they're able to kind of project naturally and be informative. It's good.
And before podcasting then, let's talk about your earlier influences. Rap in general, hip-hop, when were you aware of it, sentient of it?
Yo, listen, man. So my journey to hip-hop was interesting because, like, my mom back in the day, she had the, like, you see the old pictures of, like, JJ Fad and Salt and Pepper and all that, how they used to dress with the, with the hair and the big earrings and all that, and, kind of the designs and everything. My mom used to look like that back in the day. Like, she was really into the scene. So hip hop was an early part of my upbringing. I think Rakim Paid in Full came out the same year I was born. And apparently my dad would play that shit all the time. Right. Like, it was like a big deal. So for me with hip hop, it was always around. But I was always into a very diverse sort of palette. So I kind of got into hip hop the same time I got into like rock. So like alternative, 90s stuff like that. But then like when it came to hip hop, it was like, man, you start walking down the street. I think when I realized it, like, yo, this is really some shit that I'm stuck with this, is when I first heard, it was 2 albums. It was I Am by Nas. Like the Nas is like joint where the birds are chirping, right? I got these big ass earphones, like these big joints, right? And I grew up humble, so me having a Walkman was a big deal. So I got these big headphones, and I had, my Walkman and everything, and I turned it all the way up. Nas's light comes on, and Premier has like birds chirping, and it's a nice summer day, and it's just like, and he just starts rapping, and I'm hearing this beat, and I'm like, yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was big, and Supreme Clientele by Ghostface, one of the greatest albums of all time. That was early hip hop for me, you know what I mean?
Is Ready to Die the best hip hop album of all time?
If someone is saying that, I guess, because that's a nostalgia pick for people my age personally. You know what I mean? Look, when I first heard Ready to Die, first of all, it was one of the things where, look, I was born in '86, so by the time I was of age, hip hop had kind of already been around. So many classics had already been released. I would often hear stuff and be like, man, when did this come out? Like, they're like, no, this is like years old. So when I finally heard Ready to Die, I'm playing it like it was just, like it was new. But I would say Big had some completeness in his work. He gave you a lot of different stories and all that. But I don't know. There's like a bit of depth that I think you get from like Good Kid, Mad City or Jay-Z Black Album. You know what I mean?
Jay-Z Black Album's crazy. Lucifer.
Exactly. I think it just goes a step, like, because Biggie was still raw, right? So he didn't know how to, like, he was giving it to you raw and uncut, like straight up.
Machine Gun Funk, crazy, man. Like, but he had a melodic lyricism to him. Respect, for example, is timeless to me. I think his verses on that, Biggie sort of does the same verse his whole career, like, just how he came up, etc. And it's always compelling.
I mean, it is. It's always good. It's that narrative. It's that story. Feel it. You feel the grind when he says certain shit. Like, oh my, give me the loot. First of all, everyone in the hood thought that was two guys. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, I don't know how he did that, but it's perfect. It's a perfect narrative of like this, like, this desensitized violence. It's like, you know what? Like, I'm struggling, and it's tough. Mom Duke ain't giving me shit. I felt that, and I was like 12. Mom was giving me everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. As far as albums that I feel like are a little bit above that, they just give you a little bit more in terms of artistry that Biggie probably hadn't yet developed or whatever, right? So Good Kid, Mad City is higher than that for me.
Money Trees, J-Rock's verse on that.
Oh my God. He took you there, didn't he? With that,
it's one of the greatest verses I've ever heard. Like, unbelievable.
J-Rock destroyed that verse. He really did. That's what that was a good look for him too. But yeah, so I got that. I got those. So those two albums for sure. I'm putting Supreme Clientele over that. I mean, I don't care who gets mad about that.
Is Ghost your favorite member of the Wu?
Yeah. Ghost. It's always going back and forth between him and Meth.
Oh yeah.
But Ghostface albums are just. I mean. It's
movies, right? Just...
How many classic do we like? Between Iron Man, like, you know what I mean? Built for Cuban Links, which he was, basically a sidecar on, right, with Raekwon, and then his contributions to the entire Wu-Tang catalog. I mean, damn, like come on, man. What was the joint? The Wallabies joint, man. Like, what? Yeah, it's just, he got every album, every Ghostface album, you get different sounds. And the thing I always liked about him was that he always had the type of diversity in his music that I could respect. Because sometimes you got to take them chances. I don't think, when I hear Big stuff, I don't hear chances really being taken. Unless you're talking about Depression, which Scarface is already doing. So, yeah, but that's my little ready to, I can talk.
I've listened to so many, I've listened to you talk about battle rap so long, and been a fan. There's some questions I was like, what would Tony Bro think of Ready to Die? So I've got to take my opportunities. And just before we get back to battle rap, you mentioned alternative records, bands that you're into. Who else do you enjoy outside of this genre?
And outside of, you know what, I was a big man, that whole 90s alternative scene, that Soundgarden.
Oh, the grunge scene. Crazy.
Yeah, I love that. Smashing Pumpkins to this day, one of my favorite bands ever. And then, see, Pearl Jam to me never did it.
Don't rock with Eddie.
Never did it for me. And it's so fucking, I don't know how you guys view it over, in the UK, but Pearl Jam seemed like like how you got that one cousin that we all family. You got that one cousin that just like everyone thinks he's the shit, and you're like, oh, I feel like we're all the shit. You know what I mean? But everyone is always heaping praise. I don't know. I think with Pearl Jam, it was cool. Eddie Vedder is a great vocalist, but I never went too crazy of it. Not how I did for the Smashing Pumpkins and like Sonic Youth and stuff like that. I was really into the garage stuff, the indie stuff. So like the Strokes, Hives. You know what I mean? I kind of came of age during that little, Interpol, Kasabian.
Kasabian were big because they were big in the UK. I didn't realize how big overseas.
Yo, listen.
Really?
That whole collective, Arctic Monkeys to this day. Yo, listen. Let me tell you something. Arctic Monkeys is the only band you'll put on. You can like go. You want to march, and then you just want to mess with a chick. Like you could put that on. You could put some of that music on real smooth. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and we don't need to dig too in depth, but let's talk about battle rap then. I've heard you say on the show a lot of times you're from the DVD era.
Yeah, definitely from the DVD era. Definitely.
What does that mean? So let's say someone's just got into battle rap and you're trying to explain it to them. That means what? You were sort of getting these purchased for tapes and recordings, and there wasn't no internet facility.
That basically is saying like, that it refers to the time period right before computers got crazy, like this was the
Okay, so very cool. We've got a drop-in guest, a very Black Compass style thing to go down. We've got Tony Polo as well from the show. How's it going, man?
Yeah, what's good, man? Yeah, I'm checking in all the way from New York.
Yeah, and how would it describe you? Like, you're just, obviously I know you from the shows and stuff, like, you're just kind of this, you're a great critic, man. You're a really good person on these shows.
Yeah, I'm like a troll.
Yeah.
I tell you, I own the title proudly.
And you're like a surf stan, right?
Yeah, I'm the Tekashi 6. I'm the Tekashi 6ix9ine of battle rap.
Right. So one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, you pretty much predominantly talk about US battle rap, which is fair enough. I totally understand. Like opinions on Tony, bro, we'll start with you. Like opinions on UK. Who are guys you like? Who do you respect?
See, obviously, call a cliche police on me, shoddy horror. I mean. What else can you say?
Americans love Shoddy.
The way Shoddy put like the UK on his back, like the way he was yelling "Don't flop an Arsenal face," I'm never gonna forget that. Like he really stamped it. Marlo, Shuffle T, of course. O'Shea, hilarious.
Does that translate?
Sometimes, right? I mean, it depends on the I'm gonna be honest though. Like the street style rap is really. It's hard for some of that shit to work. I'm gonna be honest, but hey, people like to laugh too. You know what I mean? He pulls out the orange, and you know what I mean. Like he pulls out the orange, and you know what I'm saying? It's funny, like whatever.
Yeah.
Villain, I always thought he was dope. See, I like Tony D because his name, you know what I mean? We got the same name, but
yeah, I heard you guys were dissing him on Black Compass, like he's not a London legend or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Is Tony D a London legend?
Tony D is a Don't Flop legend.
They love him.
We love Tony D over there.
For that, by the way. They really let me have it on that.
I was surprised, man.
You kicked me out with that one either, did you?
Polo, what about you? Who are some UK battlers that you fuck with?
Alright, man, I hate to sound like cliche, man, but I'm gonna say Shoddy.
Have you guys not seen Unan? You've not seen Unanimous? He's like,
nah, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I didn't even know. I'm gonna be real. I knew like the grime and the rap scene in UK is crazy, but I didn't really know that UK was on battle rap like that till I actually seen Shoddy Horror, and then I'm like, oh wow, like this is y'all have your own whole culture of battle rap over there. It was just dope. But I say Shoddy Horror. I think Tony D is really dope. I didn't know he was a legend over there. That's crazy.
Yeah, no,
I had no idea.
Who was the dude that battled Jims just recently?
That was Tony.
That was
okay. I thought he beat Jims.
Yeah. Well, he battled Ted too in Australia, but
Jims did, yeah.
No. I'm thinking about Ted. Sorry. I'm thinking about Ted. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Ted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I thought Tony won. I don't know about Jim's Polo. Is he overrated?
Overrated ain't the word. He's beyond overrated.
Oh,
I just think he built his career off. Mommy, I'm at the park, so you hear little kids screaming.
So good.
Yeah, I think Jim's built his career off of blogging, and I think that's what made him elevate to the next level. But in regards to battling, nah, he's trash.
It's like, Shakespearean, isn't it? Jim's downfall. I don't know if he deserved it, but did he get too big for battle rap?
I just, but I just think it's like, yo, he talks a lot on camera, and sooner or later, it's always somebody that's gonna want to test it out, and I think, that's all that happened.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is Shakespearean in the way that maybe he didn't deserve a lot of the backlash that he got, because he built his name on just being funny, jovial and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe because when he first came out, he was giving you that bully vibe, and then it turns out he's entertaining as hell, but he just becomes kind of almost a joker, and it's like,
yeah.
I think it cost him just a little bit of credibility, man. But I think he was better as a blogger anyway.
I think he was fire as a blogger, man. I don't know. Like sometimes, like for example, Tech9, man. Tech9 had a good battle rap career. He realized, I'm really good at blogging and mediating and stuff like that. So I mean, like I feel like Jim should just stick to blogging for a lot of the time. But hey.
And Tony, bro, we ever going to see you properly on Champion? Like, we saw you in the sort of Vote UN panel, but I want to see you reviewing some fucking Trap House battle or something.
Hey man, that would be fire, man. I'll be all for it. So we trying to so me, Polo, Drizzy, you know what I mean, and we may actually get to unlock Posey at some point, but he's gonna come through, and we're gonna go to Champion. At some point soon.
We're gonna take it over this summer, probably, most likely.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We'll come up there, nice suits, you know what I mean, tailored, fresh, and we're gonna tear Jay Black and Tech up. They know.
It's crazy out here. Like, I'm not trying to be big-headed or whatever, but you guys are one of the biggest US sort of battle rap podcasts. I'm one of the biggest UK. But in comparison, there's probably about 4 or 5 other podcasts in this country. Over there, there's so many fucking bloggers. There's so much opinion on battle rap.
Bro, listen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It starts to become, and you know what? Battle rap blogging is so competitive, and media here is so competitive because everybody wants to have the hot take or the great interview or whatever, right? But we went through this whole thing now where it's competing on content, but before it was just so much drama and bullshit. And the fans, the supporters of battle rap will hold you accountable. Trust me, you'll have 100 fans killing us about our UK picks, like, they didn't talk about Cinsa, they didn't talk about so and so. It's like, that's the nature of it. So when you have all these different opinions, it's like, how do you even stand out? So I think the podcasting thing kind of is our way to kind of get out of the fray. I think for right now, as it stands right now, we are not to toot my own horn here, but we are the best doing it right now in the podcast.
Yeah, well I'm gonna toot my own horn. We definitely are the best.
So, but
I think you are.
That comes with a big response. And I know you feel it too. Yeah. Come on now.
You guys are. Like, I wouldn't have you on otherwise. Like, I am a huge fan of the show, and the interview slotting so well with just all of you just chatting, and you just cover the topics really strongly. Polo, be honest, Rome DMV, a bit of a poison chalice for the show?
Yeah, bro.
I see the damage he's doing. I see it.
Chalice. Chalice.
Rome is Rome, man. It's like, you got it, but the crazy shit is off camera, off whatever. Rome's actually pretty cool. It's just I don't know. You got that Eric Bishop kind of personality, man. That's all it is.
What's going on? I've missed this. The whole twerk recycling. I see Rome's just uploaded a video. Math Hoffer, you're a madman.
Listen, I have no idea what Rome's doing right now.
I have no idea what's going on. I dedicate 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's my time to check in on the Rome foolishness. So I'm gonna dedicate that hour later on today to checking in on Rome. I don't know what's going on now. It's always something, but we're gonna figure it out.
it keeps it interesting, right? Because Rome is a little younger than us, right? And his energy for certain shit is just is crazy. But the one thing I will say about Rome, he gets a lot of flack. Some of the thickest skin in battle rap.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna take him off the square. If he really sincerely believes his opinion, he has reasons for it. He will tell you every single time. And you know,
yeah, that's a fact.
I'm anxious about watching this vlog. I'm gonna be honest though.
Oh man, what's going on? Wait,
I mean, the twerk recycling thing seems to be going on forever, but yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah, I feel like somebody finds a twerk recycling battle at least once a week.
Yeah. But you know what? And I was saying before, I know you feel this type of pressure with supporters, with listeners, because they want you to hold the system accountable.
Yeah.
So with somebody like New Jersey Twerk, the point of our show the other day was, you know what? Twerk is very talented, but let's be honest as a culture. Let's be consistent. We killed JC over the same thing. There have been other rappers who've done it before, and y'all killed him for it. And it's like that. Is he just that popular that he's just above it? If that's the answer, then cool. Because time will play it out anyway. But still, it needs to be pointed out.
Yeah, it's like y'all could find Twerk committing a murder, man. Yeah, people forget about that in a day. Like it don't matter what Twerk is just like he's just the chosen one.
What did the victim do? What did the victim do? Like,
yeah, what there had to be a reason why the knife fell in it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Twerk is one of a kind, man.
One of the things I want to say in favour of Rome DV that I think is quite good is you do get people who are always getting into battle rap. They're newer to the scene. They're shunned maybe by the more established. And you always rag on Rome really, saying he hasn't watched certain things or he watched it yesterday or whatever. And it's kind of like vicariously through the viewer going through. But Polo, just quickly, how did Black Compass happen? Like, what was the decision to break away, or at least this is how it's perceived by me, break away from Angry Fan and create your own sort of thing?
Okay. Well, it was.
Is that like, fair or?
No, no. Well, a lot of people. The popular thing is that we just dipped and left with Rome, but nah, it was just a little behind the scenes stuff that happened with Tone Bro and an old associate of ours and stuff like that, and it was just like a disagreement, and we just decided like, yo, man, we keep getting put in these weird battle rap beefs and all that. We have nothing to do with, so let's just do our own platform, and that's it. That's really what it was.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, and I think it's definitely an easy narrative because Rome has such a solid base. But I'm just gonna say this: he has like the young dude base. Like they don't care about what we gotta say. Yeah, sure, some overlapping fans, but it's not like we was the core demographic that Rome was targeting anyway. And but nah, it was straight up just like how Polo said. I mean, it started to become a situation where, from a business sense, you really couldn't. I personally couldn't deal with it, and it was the last straw for me. And as far as like the ambitions that I had and kind of the voice that I was given, I felt like it wasn't moving to a point where I felt like it probably should have been. And the arguments that we had sort of was like, it's like, come on, man. If people remember what actually happened on air and stuff like that, it was tough, man. There's no way you can come back from that, but. I don't know. He seems to still be out here doing his thing and stuff like that, and
it's no hard feelings. It's just sometimes people just got to go separate ways to grow, and that's like what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's all it really was. We just wanted to build our own stuff up, and if we were just leaving with Rome, we would have put the whole joint on Rome channel. You know what I'm saying? We decided to build a new channel fresh from the beginning, and just go from there.
Yeah, and
exactly, and it wasn't done out of spite though. And I think a lot of people kind of get that perception that we just like tried to run off with, you know what I mean? And it's just like, man, that's just not how it happened,
Yeah. It was just trusted, really. I was so happy that you guys were continuing to make material together. And I want to urge everyone listening to subscribe to Black Compass Media YouTube channel. We'll put it in the description. And if you're not familiar with the channel, it's, kind of like Battle Resume, long-form reviews, most about US battle rap, long discussions about battles and fans calling in. And, it's awesome. And one of the things, Tony Bro, that I imagine happens quite a lot is you get people in your inbox sending you battles, saying this is the greatest battle, blah, blah, blah. You need to check this one out. These guys are on the come up. What are some great, obscure battles you've seen that maybe you'd recommend to the listener? Is there anything you can remember?
Very cool. Yeah. I got recently, and
I'm writing these down, and so should you, listener.
These guys are relatively known. but Street Hymns and Red Flag. Actually, Red Flag
Oh,
used to be
Red
a
Flag's
writer
incredible.
Yeah, he was a writer on BattleRap.com.
Yeah, Jackson, yeah.
Right. Then there was Coach Corleone versus Steams that happened in Guerrilla Warfare.
Is that the one where Prep got involved?
That is the one where Prep got
in the third round. What the hell was that about?
I don't know, but it kind of saved Steams a little bit. Steams is getting cleaned up by my man from Chicago.
I think Steams is overrated, man. I don't think he's that good of a writer. No.
You don't think he's that good of a writer?
I think he's low down in the URL pecking order. I think he's not top 10.
Oh man, you don't think he's one of the guys?
Yeah. He's got some garbled, I don't know, PG wordplay that's done by Senior. I don't know.
What's his style first though?
I don't care. I think B Magic's a way better writer than him. Like,
yeah, you can't just polite me get me out of here. Like I don't care.
But just throwing those questions out there. Polo, what about you? Any battles that stand out, obscure battles like?
Well, Dan, you asked the wrong part. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm the guy that only watches like the lit battles. But
the hipster.
I'm a surf fan.
It was one battle I watched that I was surprised it didn't blow up. It was a Punchline Champ versus. It was somebody, but Punchline Champ had like 1,000 punches. Like I've never heard somebody punch that much in a long time. I'm trying to think of the battle. Yo, it was on the card with DNA battle. Tone on the bullpen league.
With him and Bad News.
Yeah, that was the battle. I'm surprised that battle didn't really blow up. Like I thought that battle was gonna be one of the battles that blew up.
And Polo, in your opinion, which is the best surf battle? Which is his best performance for you?
My favorite surf performance is Bricks. It's because Bricks Belvedere, he was hyped up to be this super lyricist dude, blah blah blah. And Surf just cleaned him up easy. Like he made it look. That was my favorite surf performance. And then I would say Conceited after that. It's dumb too.
In terms of surf battles, probably my favorite surf battle is probably going to be the Big T battle.
Yeah, that was fire too.
Crazy.
I think the first round against X Factor is epic. Like I could watch that round. If there's a battle rap round before I go and do a podcast, I watch like legendary rounds. Right. Now y'all know my secret to doing this. Right. I just go back and hit the legendary rounds, and that's one of them I always go to. First thing I hear, touchdown is Midwest moving. Like
I hear, he went crazy. I forgot. Damn, I know my cert card probably would revoke because I ain't say that. Damn.
It is just a beautiful 16, and through and through is dope.
Tony, let's talk a little bit about you as a fan and you as well, Polo, like getting involved, calling into the show, becoming part of the show. Like, what was that for you? Why did you want to start doing that?
Well,
did it just happen, or?
It kind of just came out of nowhere because I really didn't know. Like during the DVD era, none of us really knew how big Mook and Lux and all of them were because Twitter and everything hadn't really exploded yet. So by the time it got big and then there was media for it, I'm like, what? You mean it's other people that talk about this shit? Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of my friends don't know shit about battle rap. Well, especially not back then. So it just became this sort of niche, like. It only felt like a few 100,000 people were into it, maybe. And then they opened up the lines. I had time. I called up and talked my shit. I mean, straight up, man. Just like it was at a barbershop. Like, whatever.
Yeah, there's something that's so conducive, like sports radio, to talk about battling, isn't there? I don't know what there is there, but you have to talk about it.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And it's because it's competitive and all that, too. But Polo, go ahead, though.
Yeah, what's the story?
With me, it started. This was ages ago. At URL used to have this. They used to have a chat room. It used to be URL TV. There was a chat room. It was me. It was like Tella Barber, Miss Gracie. Before she was like, it was a bunch of people. And I started debating battles through the chat room shit. And then Battle Rap Arena had came around maybe 6 months later. And I started listening to Battle Rap. Yeah, I started listening to Battle Rap Arena with Jesse Reekins and Nobs, and I started listening to that for a while. And then I was just like, yo, I'm gonna start calling in, and then that's how it just stayed. It just stayed like that. And then Angry Fan Radio came, and then we started doing the guest calls on that, and I started calling in, and the fans just started fucking with us, and then we just went from there.
Yeah, it must have been very cool when you were just a fan beginning. Like, obviously, you're quite seasoned at it now. But when you had big guests on, like, the thing about Angry Fan is, and with Black Compass as well, like, it's the top tiers who come on. Like, you know, you get everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I wasn't really involved with none of the interviews like that on Angry Fan Radio. But for this one, yeah, you get all the interviews. It's dope. You get the behind the scenes. Sometimes I wish I ain't know as much as I do now, but it's still good to be a fan.
And what are the future? What's the future for Black Compass? What have you got planned in 2018?
Yeah, we about to launch a new show, visual show coming out on our channel soon. It's gonna be I ain't gonna let everybody get the trailer and all that, but yeah, me and Tone doing that. And then and just more podcasting and more interviews, and just that's really it.
That's a fact, man. It should we want to eventually have it as just a repository for different types of content. You know what I mean? And then, you know, as you listen to the show, we venture off into different avenues too, other stuff that we might be interested in as well. But in terms of battle rap, it's just growing the tent, making sure we evangelize the culture properly, and we at the events and stuff like that. And, you know, because that's really that's really what you want, is for people to be able to come out, be able to connect, and have platforms to talk about battle rap or just to talk about hip hop. Because it's just like, I feel almost like a curator. Like, you gotta really make sure that you keep this thing intact. You know what I mean? And that's part of what we don't want to happen to hip hop, for us to forget our history or, like, you know, the values associated with it. So that's kind of how I look at it. Right?
And I'm just curious for my own podcasting needs. You guys got a Discord that seems to be really popular. How does that work in terms of the show?
Yo, so for the Discord, so it's a normal Discord group, Black Compass Society.
Sort of like a message board for people who are not aware, like an instant message sort of thing. Exactly,
like just a basic like chat service and stuff like that. So you can do text chat and voice chat on there, and there's different groups within there as well that we have. And one of the big groups that we have is the radio session, where we actually have radio shows take place. So that's where everyone goes in live, and they can hear it from there, or they can go to our YouTube live and hear it from there. So
yeah.
And does it baffle you, Polo, the amount people seem to donate on the show? It's crazy how generous the fans are.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you like something, you gotta support it.
Yeah.
That's how businesses become bigger, and businesses become companies, etc. So, yeah, if you like it, support it. Yeah, it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, donation is lovely.
Definitely humbling. Definitely something that we appreciate and don't take lightly. And the other thing too is that it keeps us honest, because now people like, bro, I gave y'all $20 last show. If we start doing some bullshit or the quality starts to slip, they let us know. And that's what you should do when you pay for something.
Are we ever going to see something Ruin Your Day-esque? Were you guys putting on an event, putting on battles? Maybe just a one-off, like. The name holds weight.
I don't know. Anything can happen, but I don't know. I would rather be in media and covering all the, like. We want to eventually grow from not only battle rap, but just covering hip hop media too. So, you know. Yeah.
And I mean, I'd love to see you guys. I know these collabs are easier said than done. On a watch, like on Ruin Your Day.
That would be fire. I would definitely do that. Shout out to Avocado, best in the game in terms of cinematography.
Oh my god! So.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, this has been great, guys. It's been awesome to have you on, maybe to introduce you to some people who may not be aware. I want to say again, please subscribe to the Black Compass channel. Check out all the stuff on Angry Fan as well, and we'll put all the links in the description. Tons of incredible stuff. But, everyone at Battle Rap Resume, follow us, email us, Patreon, iTunes, all that stuff. But Polo, Tony, it's been great to have you guys on. Thanks again.
Oh, yeah, you're ready.
Hey, thanks a lot, and shout out to everybody across the pond. We love y'all. Y'all are like London alone is like one of our top 10 cities in terms of listenership. So definitely appreciate
that's a fact. We gonna definitely come out there one day for a cover event. And we got
get
fun.
Get some crumpets and
get some crepes. You know what I mean?
There's do you know about King of the .uk? You know they've merged.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so they. Oh, all right. Yeah, we got to see. Look, I got a new passport. and I need to fill some, get some stamps going. So,
yeah, I love Europe. So we're gonna be fast.
Well, cheers again, guys. It'd be great to have you over in the future. But yeah, this has been Tom, Battle Resume. Thanks again, guys.
All right.
Hey, no doubt, man.